Namu Amida Butsu, a reply to the lay priest Saburo in Tsunoto. I have read your letter carefully. Here is a brief answer to the questions you have asked. Firstly, it is being said that since both the lay priest Naozani in Kumagai and the lay priest Saburo in Tsunoto are unschooled, they encourage people to observe the sole practice of the recitation of Nembutsu. It is also said that the learned need not limit themselves to Nembutsu alone. This is a grave misunderstanding. The practice of Nembutsu was taught without regard to whether the practitioner is learned or unschooled. Long ago, Amida Buddha designed his essential vow for the deliverance of all sentient beings in the 10 directions. He did not make the essential vow advocating Nembutsu for the ignorant and make the profound practices other than Nembutsu for the intellectuals. Here, all sentient beings in the 10 directions encompasses the learned and the unschooled, the guilty and the innocent, the virtuous and the unvirtuous, those who observe the precepts and those who do not, the wise and the ignorant, the male and the female. It also includes people from the era of Buddha Sakyamuni, the mortals now present after his death, and even those who will appear after the period of the decline of the Dharma, which will last 10,000 years, when the 3 jewels vanish from this earth. Further, Master Shantao appeared on this earth as the transformed body of Amida Buddha to encourage the exclusive practice of Nembutsu to all sentient beings. Master Shantao did not intend his Nembutsu teaching to be for the ignorant alone. If so, then how could one who relies upon the essential vow and attempts to spread the extensive teaching of Master Shantao to various people limit the teaching to merely the ignorant and exclude the educated? If Nembutsu were limited, it would betray the essential vow of Amida Buddha and would not be in keeping with the intention of Master Shantao. For this reason, I teach the practice of Nembutsu to all who come here to ask about the path to birth in the Pure Land, regardless of their intellectual capacity. Those who tell falsehoods to halt the practice of Nembutsu are the people who in their previous existence had not listened to the teaching of the Nembutsu Samadhi taught in the Pure Land Gate. They are also the people who, spreading lies, will return to the 3 lower realms in their next life. This is taught in the Holy Sutra as follows. There are people who give rise to the poison of anger, who, when they see a serious Nembutsu practitioner, struggle to incite intrigue and create grudges. Such people seem blind by nature and have no intrinsic goodness, destroying the teaching designed for the instantaneous realization of enlightenment. They will sink into the 3 lower realms for a long time. They will never be released from the 3 lower realms, even though innumerable eons pass, more innumerable than the number of particles released in the explosion of the earth. This passage means there are some people who become enraged upon seeing the Nembutsu practitioner who aspires to birth in the Pure Land. They also become overwhelmed with malicious thoughts, formulate a plan, utilize misguided schemes in order to undermine the practice of Nembutsu, and fight to outdo each other in their impious deeds to cause the suspension of the practice of Nembutsu. These people are referred to as people with no intrinsic goodness, Sanskrit ikantika, who since birth lack the ability to understand the teachings of Buddha Sakyamuni and the seed for the attainment of Buddhahood. If they vilify and destroy this Nembutsu teaching of instantaneous enlightenment, that is, to detach immediately from the perpetual transmigration of the delusive realms and to live eternally in the Pure Land through the recitation of the name of Amida Buddha, they will fall. They will fall into the 3 lower realms for an extremely long time, and will not extricate themselves from the 3 lower realms due to the gravity of their karmic transgressions. The sutras state that these people will not escape the 3 lower realms for innumerable eons. In one view, such people who would scheme to spread untruths should be rather pitied. To preach to a person like this who doubts Nembutsu and becomes distrustful of the teaching would nonetheless be in vain. As a rule, one whose karmic relationship with the Amida Buddha is shallow and who has not thought about as far as birth in the Pure Land will not believe when he hears about the teaching of Nembutsu, will fume on witnessing its practice, and in anger will try to impede the practice of Nembutsu. Bear this in your mind, and despite what people say, maintain a stalwart heart. The power of Amida Buddha is ineffective on those who do not believe in birth in the Pure Land through Nembutsu at all. The word of a common mortal is even more ineffective. If you are compassionate toward non-believers and desire to help them attain birth in the Pure Land, you yourself must first attain birth in the Pure Land immediately. After achieving enlightenment there, return to this delusive world of transmigration and lead those who criticize and do not believe in the teaching of Nembutsu to achieve birth in the Pure Land, thus saving all sentient beings. Remember this well. Second, we need not even discuss the matter of encouraging the establishment of a karmic relationship with Nembutsu for all members within an entire family. This is simply the right thing to do. To obstruct Nembutsu is not allowed under the observance of the exclusive practice of Nembutsu. Erecting a temple, creating the image of a Buddha, writing a sutra, and giving alms to the priest are virtuous deeds that foster the karmic relationship with Nembutsu. These do not become a hindrance to Nembutsu or a hindrance to the exclusive practice of Nembutsu. Third, in order to recite Nembutsu, it is preferable that you always be mindful of Amida Buddha and remember to vocalize his name. The practice of Nembutsu is to be carried out while walking, standing, sitting, or lying down, without regard to time, place, or various karmic conditions, various karmic relationships. Even though your body and mouth may be contaminated, it is admirable indeed to keep your heart pure and to remember to recite Nembutsu. To continually recite Nembutsu in this manner is blessed and felicitous. Remembering to recite Nembutsu in all places and at all times will become the karmic cause of birth in the Pure Land. Try to instruct those whose hearts lack this devotion. When you are unable to practice Nembutsu, think that you will strive to recite it more. When you are able to recite Nembutsu, what reason could there be for failing to do so? This should never be. Wherever you may be, at any time, wholeheartedly vocalize Nembutsu. Fourth, avoid debating with those who do not believe in Nembutsu. Do not force the teaching of Nembutsu on those who observe practices other than Nembutsu or pursue studies different from yours. As I previously said, do not be disdainful of people with different views and training, but respect them. In contrast, if there are people who have the same heart as you and aspire for birth in the Pure Land with Nembutsu, consider them to be fellow devotees of Nembutsu and desire birth together in the Pure Land of Amida Buddha, even though they may live in different circumstances from you. On occasion, it cannot be helped that some people have no karmic relationship with Amida Buddha and the Pure Land, or have no arousal of devotion or desire for birth in the Pure Land. For those who follow their hearts and behave in various ways, encourage them to find a favorable condition after death to not fall into the 3 lower realms, according to their heart's desire. Nevertheless, you should encourage those who have a glimmer of faith in Nembutsu to follow the teaching of Amida Buddha and to desire birth in the Pure Land. No matter what is said, birth in the Pure Land and detachment from the delusive realm of transmigration is certainly realizable by anyone in this world through Nembutsu. Ponder these ideas with the hearts of the people in mind. Never, under any circumstance, create conflict with others. Think of critics and non-believers of Nembutsu as those who have lived in hell for long periods and are going to return there. Without fear, pacify and soothe them while encouraging Nembutsu. You may by chance have a fleeting moment of doubt, but whatever anyone says, do not falter in your Nembutsu spirit. 1,000 Buddhas may appear on earth and tell you that birth in the Pure Land is impossible through Nembutsu. Believing that Nembutsu is the teaching of Buddha Sakyamuni, and Amida Buddha, attested to by Buddhas as countless as the grains of sand of the Ganges, renew your unshakable faith, be adamant, and aspire to find yourself in the presence of Amida Buddha. Understand that I have only touched upon these matters, and continue reciting Nembutsu for the benefit of yourself and others. Dokon's note: Shinkan wrote this reply for Master Honen on September 18th. Namu Amida Butsu.